Hi Thibault, welcome to Hong Kong.
Hello, how are you? 你好。
Oh, you can speak Mandarin.
可以说得不错。我们的法国就很好喝。
How do you learn it?
我学习过，跟一个老师从北京在巴黎。
你的普通话真的说得很好啊。
谢谢。
So, how do you like Hong Kong?
I love Hong Kong. I've been there for 3 years and I still love it. I'm still in love with the city and still love drinking wine, traveling. So life is beautiful.
That's good. That's good you like Hong Kong. So, how you're drinking, is it 2010?
I'm drinking 2010 from my village, from Margaux. I can't say the name, but it's very good.
Everyone knows that you're from Margaux. So how do you think about 2009, 2010 for the comparison? Because they are great vintage for all around the world.
It's a personal taste. Some people like the very opulent wines. I think 2009 is very powerful, very impressive. What I love personally, I prefer a bit 2010. When you taste the wine, you have this freshness, this acidity. It gives your palate is a bit salty in the end, which gives a lot of freshness. So it's perfect for food. It's perfect for refreshing. So I prefer personally a little bit 2010, but a lot of people like the opulence of 2009.
So when would be the best year to open both bottles?
To what, sorry?
When would be the best year to open both bottles?
Oh, I think 2010, because of this freshness, it's very classic, it's very refined, very pure, will be maybe easier to have 2010 earlier than 2009. 2009 I think is maybe bigger. It depends on the chateau, of course, but I think 2009 we'll need to wait a bit more time. We try with Margaux, and I tend to prefer right now to the 2010 is so elegant already. 2009 as well, but needs more time, and we'll need both wines. We'll need a lot of decanting, at least 3 hours in the carafe.
So 2012, how do you see this year? Because you know the on premiere is going to be released in April.
Yeah, May, April, June. I think May. We never know, because first we need to receive all the people who come to the chateau. We expect around 2,000 professionals, like today, journalists. So we wait for everyone to taste. I think it will be very different in Bordeaux this year. It's not an easy year everywhere. But what I tried with my father 1 month ago in the chateau was excellent. We have a bit less quantity, but we did a tasting showing 2012 for the first time in New York, showing the different parts before the blending, to show people the different parts, the Cabernet Sauvignon, the Merlot, the Petit Verdot, and they're really wonderful. So for me, 012 is not the vintage of the century, but it will be a great vintage, maybe even better than 08, better than 06. So it's really in a very good category, at least for us. I didn't try so much because I'm in Hong Kong, but I was in France 1 month ago.
So you have mentioned that the production for 12 is less than before. How many percentage was less?
I'm not sure. I have to ask. I'm not sure. I know it's a bit smaller because the weather was a bit difficult, but so we had to be very, very selective this year. But I don't know exactly the percentage. I have to ask. Yeah.
So because not many people are focusing on summer in Hong Kong, actually even they may not know how this winemaking process in the summer. Can you explain more about that? Like what kind of jobs do you do for the grapes in summer?
It's mainly to make it simple, we call it the green harvest, because we take some of the leaves out to really allow basically the grapes to reach perfect maturity by having the right sun. And then you also get rid of some of the grapes per vine, so that the maximum concentration goes so that the berries are a bit bigger and full of complexity. It's really to reach maturity and complexity, and also, of course, freshness and the right balance between sugar and acidity.
So how is the grape variety in the 2012? I mean the percentage.
It's always the same for Margaux. The Chateau Margaux is almost a pure Cabernet Sauvignon, 90% Cabernet Sauvignon. Maybe it will be 92. The blending was done very recently. And then it's 9% Merlot and a very tiny bit like pepper of Petit Verdot and Cabernet Franc. But Margaux is really famous for its Cabernet Sauvignon. So no surprise there. Yeah.
In other vineyards or wineries, there is a trend for increasing using the Merlot because it's more ripe now because of the global warming. So would that be also a trend in Margaux, or it will still maintain all the same?
It's a good question. I have to say we are very lucky, because so far the global warming has been very good with us. But I was very interested in that, so I checked the last 150 years in Bordeaux. We had the temperatures every month recorded. And when you look at the statistics, you see that the temperature went today are similar to the late 19th century. where we were actually making very good vintages, 1899, 1900. So it went down in the 50s, 60s, it came back now. So this warming has been really good. In Bordeaux, we didn't really make a bad vintage since 94. Since 95, everything is beautiful. So it's been good with us. What you say is right. Some wines are getting, for me, sometimes over maturity, but it's not so much the global warming. It's more that some people want to wait to get more impressive wines. But what's interesting with 2010, I think if you taste today, we're going back to some very nice, as I say, elegant and refreshing wines. Not all of them, but most of them. So it's not only the climate. The person, depending, one of the most important decisions is to pick the day when you start harvesting. If you're too late, you can make wines which have a bit too much sugar, which I think for me are a bit too heavy. But normally in Bordeaux, I agree with you. For me, Bordeaux is my family, and it's where the wines should remain with a lower alcohol than anywhere else in the New World, and more elegance, more freshness. In Chateau Margaux, we have never changed that. We won't. Many chateaux here didn't. It's just, that's why Asia is so great, because right now it's the biggest market in the world for wine, and they're going to influence slowly the French people to go back to this elegant and fresh taste. Because I did for 3 years many dinners in China and Japan, and the refined cuisine is asking for refined wines, not so much big wines or impressive wines that were more demanded by the former biggest market of wine, which was the US. The palate is different. I think they will want to go back to what French people do best in Bordeaux, which is lower alcohol, more freshness, high acidity and elegance.
How about there is a prediction that there may be a chance to grow Chitchat in Bordeaux. How do you see this?
I don't know, but why not? We can try. I mean, we used to have Carmenère in Bordeaux. I think we even had Malbec in Médoc. I mean, Bordeaux has kept changing, but it's just what's good with Bordeaux is we have 400 years of history of making wine, and it takes around 30 to 40 years to know which grape is well suited for which land. And the main advantage of Bordeaux, except the climate, is really this depth of history. We know after 400 years which grapes are best suited for Bordeaux. So in Chateau Margaux, when you taste the Cabernet Sauvignon, we had Merlot, we did test with many different grapes. It's just the best, nothing can beat it. But that's really where the history is important, because some people, if you plant a vineyard in Australia, for example, or in China, you don't know yet which grape will be good for your land. You can guess, you can try to see with the climate, but you're never sure. So after 30 years, if it's not the best, will you change or will you be lazy? And it takes so much time. That's why Bordeaux is still, for me, the best place for because with Burgundy, Bordeaux has this, and Champagne, but Champagne is younger. Burgundy and Bordeaux have this depth. They could try everything for 500 years. So we know basically what works best for us. But Syrah, why not? We'll see. I don't know where it will be.
Okay, thank you very much, Thibault. Thank you.
Thank you.